So I am trying to figure out what the hell to do with all these computers. Okay. And some of these are actually quite good. And some of these are kind of questionable. Um, Knowing the socket set on all of them, I might actually be motivated to do some changes. But this one has the M.2, meaning that it's probably one of the newer boards with DDR3. The one in here is quite good. I don't know if I would want to put it in a tower or not. This half is absolutely insane and guaranteed to suck up a ton of power. We got it running right now. I see this. You look at this thing. This fan is huge. Now this, I think, with this actually would be better suited to be a server. Like, I think maybe I would pull my server out of here and just put it in here, because this server here is a freaking joke. There's not enough fans. But so on the boot here, it's, I just slapped some RAM in that I had laying around, and it didn't want to post or boot or whatever you want to call it. So 2010 is the BIOS on this. So I guess that's probably how old this board is. I mean, because the BIOS isn't going to be older than the board, right? I mean, you wouldn't think. Or it'd be pretty damn close. But they got an i7 2600K, which means that's like, you know, pretty interesting. And when I found this at the Goodwill, you see that white paste? The chip was laying on this power supply. It was actually stuck to it. And I had got the impression that somebody had pulled the chip and left it sitting there and donated the thing. But I don't know if I left the price tag on this. It was a little bit of money. It was $29. But I mean, like, the case cost way more than that if you wanted to buy one of these used. And it's got all of its bays. So it's got the two on the bottom also for the newer style. There's the screws in this one. I just really like the case. It's huge. So I put a couple of spinning drives in here for now, just to house them, because I have a few. I try to kind of keep things going. Anyway, this one here is missing the spot here. And when I got it, you know, whoever had it pulled the video card. You know, you kind of wonder how these computers were back in the day when you bought like the top of the line. Was it really all that great? Was it worth putting such an expensive video card in it? But anyway, I'm playing around with this one and I'm trying to see what it's drawing. So right now it's drawing 73 watts. And it's pretty consistent, just sitting there. I have a feeling it'll be a lot worse once it posts. I'm going to shut it down. And I'm going to stick this other stick of RAM in here, I guess, just to make the thing go nuts. See if it'll... I hate these kind that don't have the tabs on both ends. You still sometimes got to click it on both ends. So I think that stick of RAM is probably bad. And we'll know because this thing has like a memory OK light. Because it also won't do anything there. Alright, so I guess when the light is red, it doesn't work. Something like that. Well, that's like shining like a laser. So we'll go ahead and shut it down again. We hold it off. Okay. Anyway, this one doesn't match the rest of them. All the rest match. Okay. I'm going to pull this out of here. I was thinking maybe it needed to boot into a system. So you see it doesn't ever turn red. Screen flashes a couple of times and a few more. Kind of a little funky. Okay. DDR3 1600. So 2600K. I need to look that thing up. We got F1. Run the setup. I don't know if this says UE. Yeah, okay, it does. Thank God. I was like, well, I wonder how old this thing. UEFI BIOS easy mode. It says, how in the hell could the processor be at 90 degrees? It says the motherboard's at 77. CPU voltage. The hell's the RAM voltage? Oh, there's the CPU voltage for all 4 cores or something? I'm pretty sure it's got low voltage RAM in it. So the build date is 2/17/2012. Is that the build date of the BIOS, or is that the build date of the motherboard, or what is that? And it strangely thinks that the date is Thursday 2009. I wonder if we can actually change that. We might have a battery problem. Okay. So, see. Advanced mode. Now what does it do? Okay. BIOS information, build date 2012. So, like, the BIOS has probably been updated on this. We need to change the time here. Okay. This thing, whenever this keyboard starts, too, it really drives me nuts. It automatically goes into number lock. Alright, I got my clock set. I gotta check on my print over here. I'm printing a caddy, and I've been having trouble with this thing. I'm using PLA, and I just don't care for it. But I get a big spool of it, and I need to use it. Okay, so this has Ubuntu on it. Okay, click enter. I didn't know what the hell was on it. 45 seconds. I'm just looking at my clock so I can remember. So the spinning drive took about a minute and 10 seconds or so to boot. So, but I mean, the reality is these are about 4 times slower than an SSD. But, I mean, you're still totally usable. And honestly, I trust a spinning drive more than I do a solid state. But yeah, they're not going to boot fast. So, if you leave your computer on all the time, I don't really think it matters. I don't know why we have all these drives here. We have Fedora. We have multiple OSs on here. I forgot about that. Interesting. This looks like Budgie. This is Budgie. It's slightly different than the regular Ubuntu. Because the little bird is called a budgie, I guess. I don't know if I actually got this to work on this one. Let's see, downloads. Oh, look at this. This is really... It is Mortal Kombat on the same way. I don't have speakers, so nothing to hear, but Anyway, I really want to use this thing. I just trying to justify the use. So it's actually fairly low. Just chilling. So I don't know. I mean, I don't have a reason to put a video card in here, especially if it's running Linux, because it's going to probably struggle with it. You know, you're not going to be able to really run your drivers. That's one of the things about video cards. It's like, don't they usually have a hard time with Linux? The graphics. I have no idea how to use this thing with a mouse or a keyboard. Oh, it's pretty bad. I don't know how you're supposed to control them. I'm trying to figure out which keys. Oops. Well, that's some of the worst graphics I've seen. Oh, here we go. I don't know how to do anything else with it.